Wow, that whole thing is loose. Ooh, ooh. Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 5 in this Hiking the Wainwrights series. Really wonderful to have you here as always. God, it stinks around here. Something's died. Oh, there's definitely rotting flesh around here somewhere. Yeah, all right, you're looking for something?
Hey?
You're looking for something?
Yeah, did she?
Oh, I can smell something a bit funky down that way.
Right.
Yeah, just about 100 metres maybe down that way. Right, so today I'm going to get myself back up Helvellyn and go across the edges. So Swirral and Striding Edge in that order. So I'm doing it in a anti-clockwise direction, which is kind of contrary to what most people do it in. But you know, that's me, I'm a little bit contrary. Yeah, interesting routes. I'll tell you what, let's go and have a look at the route and I'll catch you in a minute. Okay, so I've parked up in Glenridding and I'm going to head along the valley, past the youth hostel and over Glenridding Beck and Red Tarn Beck, making my way up to Catstye Cam. Great views up there. Then I'm going to go across Swirral Edge up to the summit of Helvellyn. More great views. And then I'll be dropping down onto Striding Edge, then over to Hole in the Wall, and then a bit of a trudge over to Birkhouse Moor, and then a walk back down into the valley, back into Glenridding. So yeah, that's where we're going today. It's weird to be back here because obviously the last time I was here I was with Dina and it was a proper winter's day, really snowy. It was all very magical and beautiful up there. Have I got a fly around my head? And it was a wonderful day, but we went up over Keppel Cove up to Whiteside. And I thought because I've done quite a lot of these routes and fells before and I'm redoing them again, it kind of makes sense to go and do a slightly different route rather than just keep doing the same thing over and over again. So that way you can kind of go and have a look at my other videos and get some other ideas for different routes. But yeah, there's Birkhouse Moor there, look. So I'll be dropping off there after Striding Edge later on. So it's around about 2:30 at the moment. I decided to leave a little bit later today because, you know, I just want to kind of not be walking in that midday sun. And hopefully the light will get a little bit softer later. I mean, it's rubbish really. It's proper diffused curtain of cloud right above. So it's not going to be great for photographs, but it's still a really beautiful day. I think it could be quite windy up on the edges, so we'll need to be careful up there as well. And as an added bonus, or added danger, I've got very, very worn out soles on my shoes. They're almost completely flat, so if it stays dry, that might not be too bad, because obviously I'll get a little bit more friction. But if it starts to rain and it gets a bit slippy up there, it could be sketchy. Anyway, so gonna get up here, get across Glenridding Beck and start making my way up to Catstye Cam where I'll get that first glorious view. So let's go. Hello. All right, just crossed Glenridding Beck there, and it's at this point that we actually get our first glimpse of Catstye Cam there. Look, water's looking really nice, emerald green, And quite a bit of it as well, actually. I'm quite surprised by that. It's been very dry lately, not a lot of rain, but everything is very green. There's a lot of water in the becks as well. So it's gorgeous. It's now time to get serious because this is quite a pull up to Catstye Cam. It's pretty much the bulk of the climb up today, because from Catstye Cam it's not a massive jump in elevation up to the top of Helvellyn via Swirral Edge. But steady away, as always, nice and easy, and just keep reminding myself to turn around and look behind, even though there's going to be no views, because we're looking back down towards this mass here. It's not until we get to the top of Catstye Cam that we'll get the views looking back towards Glenridding. Right, that's Red Tarn Beck crossed, and as the name suggests, Red Tarn Beck spills out from Red Tarn, which is the high tarn that sits to the east of Helvellyn. Well, that's not something you see every day, is it? A large piece of machinery. Plant. Look at this little guy. Hey, Hurdy. I really hope it doesn't start to absolutely hammer it down as I'm going across Striding Edge. It'll just kind of make things a little bit more tricky, because obviously things will be quite wet and slippy, but it'll be fine. Men at work. It's just weird seeing roadwork signs right up towards Helvellyn. Not a gazillion miles away from Red Tarn now, and in a minute, just past this piece of machinery here, we'll start to go off up towards Catstye Cam itself. Okay, just getting to the Red Tarn corrie now. Can't quite see the tarn yet, but can see the entire route ahead of me now. So, Catstye Cam here, and then obviously going over to Swirral Edge in the distance, up onto Helvellyn, and we can see the whole of Striding Edge now, all the way along, and then obviously off High Spine How, all the way along to the hole in the wall, and off to Birkhouse Moor. Broken the back of it, well, almost, I think. Once I get up to, like I say, Catstye Cam, that's when I'll feel like I've done the majority of the uphill stuff. I want to be on that path there. I think I've missed the path somehow. I've kind of made a boob here, I don't know where that path came off. I might check the map, reassess what I'm gonna do. That's because I had my head down too much, just slogging on, getting up here, that I didn't see my path off. But that's okay, it's fine. I mean, if push comes to shove, I just go up and then back up, it's no biggie. Look at these black clouds. Whew. It looks like it's gonna rain, it really does. I hope it holds off. It'd be nice if it does, but if it rains, what can you do? Right, it does look as if I've completely missed the path that I wanted to go on up onto Catstye Cam. So I'm still gonna go up there, but I'm gonna go up towards Swirral Edge and then double back. So it's a little bit extra distance. It's fine. I mean, it could be worse. It could be, walking around a city somewhere. Instead, I'm here in this most wonderful landscape. Looks very imposing at the moment, doesn't it? Probably looks a bit rubbish on this camera, but it is like a big wall. Hey, Hurdy. You can't be scared of me, surely. I keep seeing little bodies all the way across the edge. That's what I'm hoping for up on Catstye Cam. Have a look at the little ant people going across. Okay, here we are on top of Catstye Cam, and my goodness, it is quite windy. Flippin' heck. Look at this view. So we've got Red Tarn down there, you can see very clearly. Hopefully you can see Striding Edge as well. Obviously Helvellyn, Swirral Edge, which is where we'll be going up in a minute. And then now looking over to Lower Man, White Side. I mean, you can see Skidder over there in the background. There's that path over Kettle Cove. You can see Hart Side over there. Rays, Hart Side. It's a bit random. Sheffield Pike, Heron Pike. See a little bit of Glenridding Don as well. Obviously, you can see Ullswater and Place Fell, Angletown Pikes. I mean, you can see everything from here. And of course, St Sunday Crag, and we'll get a good view of St Sunday Crag when we're over on the edge in a minute. As I was going along there's a few people on the edge walking along, and there's a few people up on top now as well. But it's, because the time of day, it's thinned out a lot, you know, there's not a lot of people around. This is a path that I wanted to come up. So you can see it kind of comes up to that little false summit there and up onto here. But instead I had to come up this way, which is the way I'll be going back down again in a minute. But it's a really great summit, this. When you look at it from down there in the valley, it's this proper pyramidal pointy mountain. It looks like a proper mountain, you know. I'm sorry, I do apologise, my nose is running like mad. So yeah, I'm gonna hang around, have a look around, and then make my way to the beginning of Swirral Edge and get up onto Helvellyn itself. So looking across the Striding Edge from Catstye Cam, you can see High Spying How on the left there. And there's some people moving across the very top of the ridge. And here you can clearly see that lower path. A few people on it. Someone whipping across there, look. It's a great path. And there's someone approaching the chimney now for that final down climb before heading up to the summit. And this is the final scramble up. However, I'll be going down this particular section. And this is the summit. You can see the shelter there. But first, gotta get up here. The wind has really got up pretty high now, actually. As soon as I say that, it stops, typically. I'm hoping once I get to Swirral Edge, the wind will calm down a little bit and it won't be so flipping cold. It got really cold then, actually. Really cold. My nose is just streaming. I do apologise, I really do. Let's get on up Swirral Edge, and you can kind of look as if you're looking through my eyes. That way you don't have to see what's going on with my nose. So let's go. After much agonising, I finally decided to include most of the scramble along the edges, which has made this episode quite long, hence why it's in 2 parts. But I thought it'd be really useful for those of you who've never seen the edges to get an idea of what they're like. If you're not interested, then just skip ahead to the next chapter where I pop out onto the summit of Helvellyn. beauty of doing Swirral Edge first is it does serve as a bit of a warm-up for when you get into Striding Edge. Whew. Actually pretty good today. This is a lot of fun because the rock is totally dry. It's quite smooth, but because it's dry, it's very grippy. So it's a nice little playground. Getting a bit steeper now as we approach sort of the last section. There's a bit more care needs to be taken as you pick your way at the top. Nice view though, check it out. Whew. Hop. All right, here we are on the summit of Helvellyn. Beautiful. That is such a fun scramble up, especially on a dry day like today. And there was not a breath of wind actually on the edge, but it's quite windy up here. So I'm starting to wonder, thinking about this wind direction, it might actually be all right on Striding Edge as well. Sun's coming out, it's looking gorgeous. There's only one guy there on the end. There's no one else on Helvellyn. How rare is that? And yet, it's happened twice, fairly recently, because I had the wind going along Red Tarn there. I tell you what, it's looking really nice out west now. I say nice, it's really hazy, but fantastic. I mean, you can see all the hills. Oh God, I just love this light play now, down in the valley. That's gorgeous. I should really be getting my camera out and taking some pictures of that, but I might just head over to where those guys were. Actually, no, I'm gonna get my camera out now and we'll mosey on over past the trig point to the actual summit and then head down towards Striding Edge. it has turned into a really, really beautiful afternoon. Tell you what, let's go and head to the bit above Striding Edge, which is just here. We'll have a look down onto the edge and yeah, I'll just go along it, I guess. It's just looking lovely. I mean, the sun is looking so nice. And I know as soon as I drop onto the edge that I'll be concentrating too much and enjoying myself going across the edge that I won't be taking any photographs. And I'll be obviously lower as well. Looking gorgeous out towards Whiteside, isn't it? Flipping heck. I mean, you can see how windy it is as well. Look how much the, look how quickly the clouds are zipping across the fells there. Look at these. Hey, birdies! It's always great to see our fellside flossy friends up here. For the love of God, please do not fall off the edge. Don't take your baby down with you. Oh, they're just lovely and utterly fearless, or completely stupid, I don't know. Probably a little bit of both. Beneath this spot were found in 1805 the remains of Charles Goff, killed by a fall from the rocks. His dog was still guarding the skeleton. I mean, and by all accounts, when they found the dog, it had puppies. So it obviously stayed with him for quite a while. Quite sad that, isn't it? It's the puppy that I'm more sad about. Look at the light down there now. My goodness. Oh, that's looking spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. That there would have been a great shot of these little sheep coming around. My camera's in the bag. Honestly, I just don't know what I'm doing anymore. Right, I'm just about to go across this grade 1 scramble with the most worn out shoes you've ever seen in your life. Am I stupid? Am I going to die? Let's hope not. Let's get across there.
Is it far to the top?
Just here.
Okay.
You've almost done it. I'll tell you what, I'll get out your way.
Okay, thank you very much.
I'll go over here. You had fun though? Had fun?
Yes.
Yeah?
I love. We hate but love this cat.
I know, yeah, it is a love-hate relationship, isn't it?